Sadly, my time here in the tropics has come to an end. So what I need to do is pack my bags ready to go home. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you how a butler packs their bag. If there's no suitable stand or ottoman to place your bag, you're probably going to do it on the end of your bed. Before that, I would recommend that you lay a towel over the end of the bed to protect it. So I've put my case here on the bed, and the first thing I'm going to do is check that the inside of the case is clean, because there's no point trying to put clean clothes in a case if the case are going to make it dirty. There are two sides of the case for this particular one. This one has a section that zips up closed, and I'm going to use that one for all my shirts and other clothing. And then we have this side which is secured by some straps, and I'm going to use that for all my objects like my sponge bags, my shoes, books and everything like that. The first thing I like to do if I have one is to lay a sheet of tissue paper in the bottom of the case just to protect the clothes. The first item that I pack in the case are the trousers. Now you'll notice that trousers have a straight side and a shaped side. So what I want to do is line up the straight side with the edge of the case. So the waistband of the trousers and the straight side of the trouser, the top of the case, and then the trouser leg. Leave the trouser leg going down over the edge of the case. We continue to put in all of the trousers going alternate ways. So the legs are going over opposite ends of the case. Obviously what we want to do is keep everything as flat as possible. So as you can see, the trousers are laid going in alternate directions into the case. I'm also going to add my shorts into the gap like that. I'm then going to put in some tissue paper to protect the shirts that I'm going to put in next from things like the buckles of the trousers. If you're putting any denim jeans in, it's very important to protect them from anything else because the dye can transfer from the blue denim jeans to other garments. You will notice that this section here of the case hasn't got anything in it. We need to have this flat before we start putting the shirts in. So I'm going to use this very useful space to put all my underwear in. So anything like sarongs, socks and pants can fill up that space in the bag really nicely. As you can see, the case is now basically flat and ready for the shirts, which I've already folded. So let's put the shirts inside the case. You'll notice that I'm laying them in facing alternate directions. I do this to protect the collars of the shirts. You may be able to hear, inside these shirts, I have a sheet of tissue paper. This just helps keep them flat. Now I'm going to fold in the legs of the trousers like this. Make sure they're nice and flat. We don't want them creased. And on the other side, we do the same. Again, just making sure that everything's nice and flat. What this does is it means instead of having a hard crease at the edge of the trousers, you've got a nice round curve. And this will stop the trousers from being creased across here when you take them out of the case. Next thing we need to put in are the suit jackets. Before I put in my suit jacket, I'm going to lay another sheet of tissue paper, again to just protect it from the other garments. I've done up one button of my suit jacket and I'm going to lay that in forwards into the case like this, and you'll see it fills the space. Then I place the arms across behind the jacket, so this part of the jacket then folds forwards and it's all nice and neat. I can then zip up this half of the case, ready to put my shoes and things like that in this half. When you're packing shoes into the case, ensure that they're facing the opposite way, because then it makes your best use of space. If you don't have an actual shoe bag to put them in, any tote bag will actually do the job very well. Here I have a second pair, but always you need to put your shoes inside a bag, because otherwise the dirt from the shoe is going to get all over everything else in the case. So make sure it's well wrapped up. Next thing, we have our wash bags. My tip is put everything inside the wash bag inside a Ziploc bag. Then if it breaks, you've got everything contained in one place and you're not going to get shampoo all over your clothes. Another one here. Of course, my tea. Workout clothes can fill into the gaps. Books and notebooks. Now, this Panama hat might seem like an issue. Panama hats are pretty durable, and theoretically the expression says that you can pull it through a wedding ring, but I have no intention of trying that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my swimming shorts as a packing so that it's actually very form, so it will keep its form and won't get crushed. I've saved space in the bag so that it can go here, and I will pack around it to protect it. As you can see, I've packed around the hat and all the other objects as closely as I can to prevent them moving in transit on the plane. I can then put my magazine or any dossiers that I have on top. My last and very important tip is always put your raincoat in the gap between the two sides of the case, just here. That way, when you arrive at your destination, if you go to leave the airport and see that it's pouring down with rain, all you have to do is open your case and your raincoat is right there on top, ready to use. You won't have to unpack half your case to get at it. So that's how I pack a case. I hope you found it useful. Let me know if you have any particular tips that you love to use when you're packing a case down in the comments. Please subscribe and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.